did you see today from really everybody? I mean, just everything was really good.
I saw a team that was really motivated. The fans, they were so into it. They came out swinging. But the story is Nate, the job he did out there on the mountain helped set the tone. But the offense, everybody was doing something to contribute. That's such a great club over there, and I want to compliment them on their year. Just tremendous year, and what Brandon Hyde did there. And for us to play this kind of ball that we been playing since we went to Tampa, of course, against Baltimore, I just told the guys, it's incredible how well they've been clicking all facets of the game.
Bruce, from the time you talked to Chris about this job, which is a while back, would you have ever conceived to take a 68-win team to the championship series in basically less than a year?
I got to be honest. When we sat down and we talked in Nashville there for quite a few hours, this was CY's vision. He wanted to get this turnaround, and he wasn't talking about 2 or 3 years from now. I knew this was a really good ball club. Very talented club. You look at the position players, and we needed some starting pitching, and CY said, we're going to go out and get it, and I thank Ray Davis for doing that, to make this club even better, to give us the tools to be in this position. So even though you talk about it, to be here, you realize how fortunate, at least personally, I am to be sitting here and be part of this and be part of that team. I just, again, can't say enough of what they did here the last week and really all year. And so, to be part of it, I'm blessed.
Can you tell us who you would have started tomorrow if you'd had to?
Heaney would have had to start.
Yeah? Okay. So how will the rotation run now in the ALCS?
We haven't sat down, to be honest. We're going to enjoy this, celebrate a little bit, and then we'll huddle up and go over the game plan on what we're going to do in the next series.
Would you say it's possible that Evaldi might have put himself back at the top of the rotation?
Yeah, we'll see where we're at. But you look at what he and Montgomery have been doing. Those guys, they carried us here this past week. And, of course, Andrew and Dunning, the start that they had. So, the pitching's been there. I got to say something about Mike Maddox, too, the incredible job he's been doing, to go against these good clubs and the way we've been pitching. Just tremendous job on his part.
What can you say about just the poise that Nate has pitched with in these last few playoff games? And just it seems like we've talked about Corey leveling his game up in the playoffs. It seems like Nate has too.
Yeah, and you guys have heard me talk about having that maniacal focus, and when he's been here and he's done it. I think he thrives on it. He wants to be the guy out there and just has a tremendous focus and build himself back up to where he had the strength and stamina to go out there and throw about 100 pitches today. And you could see it coming. We saw it in Seattle, got a little bumpy there in the third and fourth, but you could still see the stuff. And then, of course, he carried that into Tampa, and that start he carried into tonight's game.
What was it like to see him get that curtain call? That especially after the injury he went through, working his way back, to see him kind of get that moment, I guess, out of the dugout.
Really good. Just a special moment. I enjoyed it, and I thank the fans for doing that. They were into it, and you could see it fired the boys up from the get-go. The way they came out swinging and the way they played today. I know they were excited to get back. It's the first postseason game here. Not sure, what the what it's going to be like out there, and it was electric, and so they could feel it. They fed off their energy, and it was pretty cool.
Don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves, but are you guys even thinking about an ALCS matchup, a potential rematch with Houston?
I haven't been thinking about anything but trying to win this series. I'm a game at a time, series at a time, and that's as far as I can go. But could happen. You don't know, but I'm just excited that here we're in the championship series.
I'm going to get ahead of myself one more time. Max, talk to him in the clubhouse. He seems like he's excited for the potential to help this team down the road in this next series.
And that's great. We're excited, and hopefully that is the case. We've got a little time here and see where we're at with Max. We've missed him. He's been throwing well. I thought he threw well to hitters not too long ago, but didn't want to risk putting him in this series. Give him time to build up. So we'll continue to do that and see where we're at.
A lot of big hits in this series came with 2 strikes. Just what does that say about your team, approach, mentality, and just their relentless offense?
I agree with you. Their approach was outstanding. They stayed with the plan. Donnie, Ecker and Tim Hires did a great job of having these guys prepared. They stuck with it, showed patience, and did a nice job of 2-strike hitting. We were putting the ball in play, and good things happened. And so these guys really, just like Nate, they were very focused up there at the plate.
Bochy, each postseason there seems to be a team that's given the moniker of that blinking team. Does the Rangers kind of showed that 5-0 in the postseason?
I don't know. I don't know what they're saying about us, but we had our work cut out going on the road against Tampa and Baltimore, and it just shows the toughness on with this ball club and the deal with having to fly to Tampa, because trust me, they wanted to win one more game in the worst way, and it didn't happen, but they put it behind them. I said, the disappointment is going to be there, but once they get to Tampa and get that postseason feel, they'll get over it and they'll be ready to go, and they were.
Hey, Bruce, what did you think of the way Nathaniel Lowe reacted to his home run? Obviously, trying to get going again at the plate, and he's dealing with a lot, with his family. Seemed like he was pretty excited.
We all were excited for him, happy for him. You're right; he's dealing with a lot right now, and been battling it at the plate, and hit that home run. I think you could see a sense of relief. It's like, okay, it's like I'm back, and. But he felt good before the game. He said, I feel really good, and sure enough, he goes out there and hits a home run.
What? Speaking of Nate, that at bat that he had in the second, the 15-pitch at bat, how did that kind of set that inning up for you? It seemed like it was pretty critical.
It's a good point. I thought that long at bat, that can wear a pitcher down a little bit, and he did a great job. Sure, he made an out, but to work the pitcher that much, I think it had a difference in that inning. I really do. He had to work hard to try to get Nate, and that's what long at bats do. So good for Nate. I felt good about that bat. I said, that's going to take a toll, and I think it did a little bit.
You had to go through the 2 winningest teams in the American League, and you had to do that on the road for the better part of that, and for this series as well. Have you ever had a team that had this tough a road to hoe and then come through it so well? Unscathed, 5-0.
Yeah, it'd be hard to find. We had our backs to the wall one year, facing, I think, 6 times elimination, and I go back to that team and the heart they played with. This is what this reminds me of how these guys, were just so relentless, to find a way, and it's a tough group. This group came together. I think that long road trip even brought them together more. That was some kind of trip we had to go through.
You've done this a lot. You've won a lot of postseason series. Winning this one, is it any different, or are they all kind of the same, the feeling, or are they different?
They're all different in their own way, but they're all special. This is why you play the game. This is why I came back. You have your moments, ups and downs, but, to see those players, celebrate, I couldn't be happier for them, especially the ones that were here last year. That was a tough year for them over the last, 2-3 years, and to see their faces and the celebration, that's what really made it special for me. And of course, the front office and ownership, that's the cool thing about this game, and makes it all worthwhile. The getting in at 3-4 in the morning on some of these trips, and but here, we are celebrating going to the championship series.